die, somebody else was born, but at least we got to say we ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on that money, we ran on the digit, we ran on the money. We ran on the digit, we ran on some money, we ran on the digit, we ran on some money, we ran on some digit, we ran on some money. I'm leaning like I'm on the field for the Hennies. I talk lots of shit like my bitches are dangerous. They didn't know me once, so I left one with wishes. You know it's a drop when you drain and can't flip it. I'm living big, I swear to God, on Luke ain't kicking. Money, turn up, mama, gon' snap her some dope, her hair great like a grandma. You know my ice blingin' like OJ, like a panda. Roll it, hold it, I couldn't control, shout it like a channel. My racks are squeaking on that pot and I hop in that Rari, I crank all like water. Horses don't stop, they keep going. Yeah. You can lose your life, but it gon' keep going. Why not risk life when it's gon' keep going? When you die, somebody else was born, but at least we got to say we ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on that money, we ran on the digit, we ran on the money. We ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on some money, we ran on some digit, we ran on some money. I'ma move me so no like confusion. I'ma go in that bit with a ruler. I'ma toast me a nigga like Schroeders. I'ma keep a red flag on Bula. I know some roller spaces like a duelist. Yeah, I'm screaming on my God like good. When I snort it, I feel like I was aborted. If I ever died, baby, you better drop what's for. I been getting money before the music for Pandora. I just do this shit when I get bored. Nigga, horses don't stop, they keep going. Yeah, you can lose your life, but it gon' keep going. Why not risk life when it's gon' keep going? Yeah, when you die, somebody else was born.
Today, we're going to talk about the Houston Texans, our projected number 12 seed in the upcoming college football playoffs. And let's cash a squad ride. This is Behind the Lines. Well, Jovan, the Orioles have now lost 7 games in a row. What a fucking joke. 15-31, more than 15 games under 500. You just got swept by the Nats. I haven't seen the Nats sweep a team, let alone the Orioles, I don't think in my lifetime. I'm all for reading a good book in the off season when your fucking feet are in the sands and you don't have a baseball game to worry about. Mid-season when you got a 6 ERA, fucking lock in, buddy. Put the books down. Grab a baseball. Hit the fucking treadmill, Trevor.
Which the Cubs are a team where if you give them like a single-pronged approach, simple approach with the plate, they can only key in on one pitch, which with Mick Abel is exactly what you have to do. They have been demolishing those pitchers every single time they see it. They ain't stopping now. I'm buying in. We're seeing a shootout.
320 feet. I could hit a ball that far. I mean, when do we normalize celebrating pop-ups? Aaron Judge, typical me guy move. Hitting a nuke there instead of just putting the ball in play. And look, he didn't make the dimensions of the park, but he decided to play in them, and that shit pisses me off.
I got too much to live, no time to forget. New chrome, yeah, I got this shit on my head. You grown, shit, no, I don't got time for this. Alone, you just...
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Friday, episode 739 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by Bookit Sports. If you're not using Bookit Sports every day and you're betting on sports every day, what are you doing? Sounds like you've lost your fastball. Check out Bookit Sports, and if you're really into it, check out Bookit Pro on your web browser. All right, try the free trial. Let me know what you guys think of it. W Bookit Pro, W Jovan, W Goots. Apologies again, guys, for the late start. That's my fault. We're going to get it figured out. All right. I appreciate you guys getting involved on a BTL Friday. We got some subbies coming in already. J2 Tall getting the party started. A 5-month resub. Attaboy.
Okay.
Attababe J2 Tall. He's literally too tall, folks. He is too tall.
Too tall.
And he's letting you know about it. All right. Jovan, happy Friday. Let's have a fucking day today, my man. We got PLL. We got some football talk here coming up. We've got some baseball talk post-trade deadline. It's still a very special week. Unfortunately for me, this is the worst punishment we've ever had on the wager wheel. We're going to do a giveaway at the end of the show today. So, Goots, keep me honest. Remind me. I'm going to try to save some time here towards the end. We'll leave it at that. Jovan, how we doing, my man? Happy Friday.
Doing great. Happy Friday. Feels like a mini all-star break we got with like 3 Gasewell games yesterday.
Yep. Jacob Murray, no comments. We got
Comment
Sade
for
Whiteman
Sade,
coming
though.
in. Sade Whiteman coming in, dropping a 10U subby, Jovan. Let's fucking go, dude. Yes.
Fucking.
Yes. Come on. And Trent already bitching. That's actually impressive. Good to see Trent in the BTL chat, honestly. It's been a while. Are you good,
Rare.
Trent?
Super
Atta boy.
rare.
Hope you're having a good Friday, Trent. Hope you're ready to bet on some PLL. I'll send some squares that I'm loving later today as well. We got a big day today, folks. We got some football talk. We got some lacrosse talk. And we got some baseball talk. Talk about a big 3. That's literally Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett. That's a big 3. That's a big 3. Sock Station says Krabs better see the Twins ML on the card today. We'll talk about it. Well, someone's using my office all week. Okay. Always pinning the tail on the donkey, huh? You don't have a laptop you can maybe set up shop in on one of the desks? Maybe pull up a laptop, maybe turn the sound on? Okay. W. Trent. Sure you can. Way to problem solve there. Need a birthday parlay today, fellas. Y'all won me 8,000 last year. Holy smokes, Timon.
Let's go.
We're making you money. You've been tracking it. That makes my fucking day. Glad somebody is out there tailing, making some coins. Sure we can. Yeah, get busy dizzy. He could also just load up the stream on his phone. Maybe put an AirPod in, or shit, maybe 2, and listen to BTL. Who knows? Big Cheesy's loving the Instagram content. More to come with the NFL season. I appreciate the compliment there, my man. Okay. He says, yeah, it was W's. I gave 30 subs last time. Timon, you're him. And again, cannot let this get swept. Sade Whiteman coming in with a 10-unit subby to get the day started today. Could be the difference. Okay. We got YouTube chat up and moving. Wow. Jonathan Hobbs, Michael Showers, always holding it down the YouTube. Not Michael Sowers, PLL legend, but Michael Showers. That could be his burner. We got Dayton up and moving. We got Scott Quaid, Haven Hunter, all my YouTube goats. Let me hear you scream. Sure we can. We got Rand Dope coming in, giving out a subby. Let's go, Jovan.
Let's go, Rand Dope.
There we go. RIP, Terry is a Krabs guy. Look, I had to chirp Terry. I hate hearing it, but it's obviously not his decision. It's his agent recommending it to him. Maybe it's scummy. Maybe it's not. Maybe the guy wants his coins. Either way, he's going to re-sign with the Commanders. It's going to be okay. I'm calling his bluff. He has to do what he has to do to get his bag up. I get it. Just fucking pay him so we can all move on. For the love of God. Just fucking pay him. Sack up. Overpay him. Adam Peters. I get it. You want to win at everything you do? That's why you're such a good GM. But just let him have this one. I get it. Adam Peters is a fucking alpha. He's a beast. He doesn't like losing. That's why he's the guy he is. It makes sense. But just cave, man. Just let him have this one. It's not worth it. And that's my thoughts on the whole Terry situation. We got A. Herna coming in, resubbing. Let's fucking go. The subbies are splooging. Here we go. WBTL. W. Jovan. All right, let's move and groove. Let's do the recaps here really quick so we can get to the football talk, so we can get to the winners for today. Okay? Squad ride. Let's fucking go, dude. Great call,
Rangers.
Jovan.
Goats.
Great call, Jovan. W. Brian C. lurking in the chat as well. A. Hearn, you're him. Subs for the boys. W. stream last night. Yes, W. stream last night, Jovan.
W's.
Shout out A. Hearn. Step up and fire that puppy up. Good shit.
Sure.
Good shit. In your opinion, what team would snag Terry? None of those quail shit teams would snag Terry. Let's be fucking realistic here. He's not going to any of those losing squads. Come on. Guys, this happens every year with a wide receiver, and they end up paying him every single time. He's doing what he has to do to get his bag. Okay? I get it. We got Daniel coming in, resubbing. Daniel, you son of a gun. I can't even read your caption. I can read it in my head, but I cannot say it out loud. Daniel, you're him. I appreciate you coming in here, resubbing. Hype train level 4. Sure. W's. Sure. All right. Get busy. Dizzy thinks he's a Patriot. Let's be realistic here. I mean, I just want to throw up just thinking about Terry in a Patriots uniform. That's just not happening. It's not happening. Give me a fucking break. All right. Let's do the Sharp Report recap from our last show as well. Nothing to write home about. A couple pushes there.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there is one thing to write home about, Jovan. We would have cashed a Sharp Report 4-man if Mason wouldn't played and cashed.
Yeah, that would have been goated. I was about to drop Trout for that square too. And then he ended up not playing. But we cashed Sharp Report 3-man. Take that.
We'll take it. If you guys tailed the Sharp Report 4-man, you cashed a 6X lineup. The other day, Great call on Trent Grisham. He hit a nuke.
He did.
A nuke skew.
Knock on wood. It tends to go. I swear, every time I take somebody against the Rays, auto nuke. It's unbelievable.
Nothing wrong with a 6X. Yep. A 6X
Yeah.
never hurt nobody, folks.
Nothing wrong with that.
Never did. Littell. Whew. That was a great fucking square.
He shoved. I got very fortunate to push on that over because he was just dealing.
Yeah. He was shoving. And then Brian Wu, who I don't know if you guys watched that game, but he was cursing out the umpire, cursing out himself. High energy for Brian Wu. He's pretty frustrated up there on the bump. He was getting some shit calls as well. I'll give him that. He was. He gave up some Turks. Thank you, Brian Wu.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Beast. And that under in the Cleveland game was just, it just felt right. I knew it was turning green. It turned green. So hope you guys tailed. Krabs, no hate. You got to turn your mic up a little bit. Jovan and Goots are louder than me. Okay. Goots has got us. I appreciate that.
Also,
W Insights.
Fun fact about Brian Wu, he's pitched 6 innings every start this year. Pretty insane.
I just saw that.
It's insanity.
So whenever we get the next 17 and a half out square, you know Krabs is fading.
Yeah. Go ahead and bookmark that one, folks. Great call and crazy nug. Okay. How does the audio sound now, folks? Do I sound loud? Do I sound crispy? Thank you, Goots. Thank you, chat. WREC. If you hear any crazy noises in the background, they're trying to fix some pipes in my fucking closet. There was a leak in the apartment below me, and they've been fucking working on shit in the apartment below me for the last 3 hours. It's supposed to be finished by now. It's not. So if you hear any weird noises, blame maintenance. But for now, we're good. I don't hear shit right now. Like lightning, we'll talk about the Twins here in a moment. But first, Jovan, you want to talk about some football?
Have to.
Okay. Let's get right to it so we can talk some baseball and some PLL. Let's talk about the Houston Texans. Let me pull up their depth chart here. I like a couple pieces. And now, of course, I can start hearing some fucking background noise. Can't make it up. I love some of the new pieces they brought in. I'm not going to lie. On offense, I do. They bring in Christian Kirk, old reliable veteran, to help be an anchor in that receiving room, right? They draft a couple wide receivers, which, I mean, I love when a team does this. They draft 2 guys because they know that probably one of them is going to pan out. One of them might be a bust. That's why you take 2 of them. You take 2 of them. One works out. And in this offense with C.J. Stroud at the helm, they're going to get plenty of opportunities, right? Now, rumor has it Joe Mixon might be a little banged up. That could be pivotal for this team, but they did scoop up Nick Chubb, who is apparently healthy as an ox. We'll see him once he gets on the field, against some actual starters, right? But they do have Nick Chubb as a backup. Who knows how long he can last? But if Joe Mixon's out, Nick Chubb can fill in for a little bit here. They also added a couple other pieces on their O-line, Cam Robinson, Laken Tomlinson, that I like, don't love. On defense, I guess my question is, Jovan, did they do enough? They added a bunch of depth, a bunch of really good new backups. Not really good, but for depth pieces, they added some decent backups. A lot of new guys coming in, to be depth pieces on this defense. Tremaine Smith, Nick Neiman, EJ Speed, Darrell Taylor. The only pieces they added to their starting defense, at least looking at their depth chart here, they add Fudakazi coming in as a defensive tackle and CJ Gardner-Johnson, right? That's actually a pretty big addition. We'll see how much gas he has left in the tank. Could be bad, could hurt them, or could be great. And could be a solid anchor here in the secondary for, this Texans team whose defense is, has not really been great of late. But they always seem to figure it out, and they typically, they win with offense. So we'll talk about this team and our projections here. They still do have Kaimi Fairbairn, who's kind of sketchy, but he's coming off a decent season. And they got my guy, Tim Settle, starting at defensive tackle, Hokie. Dude's turned out to be a pretty darn good NFL player. Not great, but good. Solid. Had to shout him out. Jovan, what am I missing here? What are you seeing? Are you impressed with the additions for the Texans, or are you not? Is it not moving needle? They're offseason.
I wouldn't say I'm too moved necessarily. I don't think there's between the defense, they got deeper, sure. I love the wide receiver pickups for the most part. I wouldn't say I'm super moved by any of the moves. I'd say the secondary was already great for the Texans, in my opinion. They had a lot of room to grow last year, but they came together. They're really good in a bunch of spots. Now you fortify that. I feel great about them. I feel great about the defense, especially in that division. The question is just the offensive line really didn't get any better, which is a problem because Stroud was always under pressure. So the Stroud sophomore slump was the top 5 most obvious things in the NFL last year to happen. People just didn't want to come to terms with it, the fact that it was going to happen, but it did. And part of it was not on him. It was he wasn't getting protected. There was stale play calling, and obviously you had some injuries throughout the year. So it was half Stroud, half the situation the offense put him in. So now you have a new play caller in there. I forgot how to say his name, Nick Caley or something, which I think is great for that offense, especially with a new core of receivers. But the big problem, I just can't get over. I think whoever starts for the Texans week 1, whoever gets the majority of the carries, is probably not yet on the roster.
Okay.
Because Joe Mixon seems to be banged up, and it seems to be trending that way, that he's not going to be ready for week 1. All of the reports for Nick Chubb do not sound good, I'll say. And I haven't seen him myself. I'm not boots on ground in Houston, but the recurring theme seems to be that he has a long way to go still. So I'm not quite sure. Like, everybody's been saying he's not moving incredibly well, which is acceptable. Like, it's not crazy after that sort of an injury to not be back to full strength by now. But if you don't have a run game, at least to start the year that's somewhat consistent, especially behind that offensive line, I'm not all that excited. Like, I think you're going to see some upside from the passing game, absolutely, and I think the play calling will help that. I'm just really worried about the run game and the offensive line for the offense.
I can't get over Trent growing up in the chat real quick here, Jovan. He says no more Bowman rippers. He's just going to buy the card he wants. We might need to do a fucking round of applause just for that. Holy shit.
Nah, don't give him a round of applause for that.
Why
He said before he opened those boxes on stream when we were there, he said probably 2 days before that, never buying a box again. So I'll believe it when I see it.
Okay.
Trent,
I would love for that to be true.
Trent, I'm going to send you a guy of a card you need to buy. Just look out for that text, all right?
Analytics.
Found the next
Prospect list.
Acuna.
Is he on there? Wow. Does he happen to be in a recent trade sending him to the Orioles?
No, he is in the Brewers organization.
Wow. So he might actually be good. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'll clap for that.
Begging.
Okay.
I'll clap for that.
Move on. Move on.
He goes, who is it? Who? Who is it? Who? Hurry up. Who? Is it Luis Pena? Goods. So yes. Okay.
Just
awesome. Trent, I hope that's true, man. At least like take some time off from spending all your fucking coins on these packs. Maybe say, hey, if I do this, I'll reward myself with a box opening in a month or two, right? Like, let's make this a little bit more realistic and better long term for your wallet. No need to be buying those boxes every week, every day. That's growth. I love to hear that. Now let's just hope you stick to it. Okay. All right. W's. Let's move. Let's groove. Jovan, let's talk about this Texans team and our projections. Their win total is at 9.5. They're plus 110 to win their division, minus 150 to make the playoffs. Seems like a pretty free play with CJ Stroud at the helm, and they are plus 25 hundo to win the Super Bowl. Jovan, any other comments before we start talking about our best bet of the season for this team?
not too many comments. I mean, I was talking about them a little negatively, but I'm not in full fade mode on them quite yet. Okay. But this division will make it tough on them at time. Graham Mertz, known
your guy Graham Mertz,
known Wisconsin, Florida legend. That could be a great backup. But I think they still have Mills Mafia, right? Best backup in the history of the NFL.
They do. He's their backup as of right now. Yep.
He should get a lifetime contract in Houston for what he did to tank their season. He was the best tank quarterback of all time. He kept them in every game just to lose it late, just like they wanted.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about this team. Let's talk about our best bets for this team. We got UB Bulls coming in as well, dropping a resub. UB Bulls. I know you already know this, brother, but you're him. If nobody's told you that today or this week, you're him. I'll tell you. Jovan, you said you're not directly fading this team. I kind of am. I don't think they go, 6 and 11, right? I don't think they go, I don't think they fall off completely. But for me, you know how I bet the NFL, especially. I'm looking at weird lines. I'm looking at stuff that looks off to me on the books. This Houston Texans team, for better or for worse, I mean, yes, I do agree with you. They had Stroud had a sophomore slump last year. He did. It was a minimal sophomore slump. It was not, a terrible sophomore slump. He was still pretty productive. He had to deal with some injuries and shit, but he did have a sophomore slump relatively. Team still won the same amount of games they won the year before when he was him. Still won 10 games. Jovan, I would have thought their win total would be, 10.5, 10, or at least the odds would be looking a little bit differently here. The under is actually juicy. on the under 9.5 wins, minus 120. I would have at least at minimum thought we'd see a 9.5 total with the over juiced. We're actually seeing the opposite. We're seeing the over bettable plus chicken, plus a hundo. You can get the over wins for the Texans. It just looks too easy. And Jovan, I'm looking at their schedule, man. They've got a tough schedule, a really tough schedule in the Big 2-5, which I think could be really good for Stroud and his stats and his season-long squares, because if they're playing a lot of close games, if they're losing a lot of games, he's only going to need to produce more to keep them in games, especially looking at their defense. Jesus. And Jovan, I think it's going to help your Nico Collins square we're going to talk about here in a moment, because again, if they were in a winning game script a ton, if they were just in a cakewalk to the fucking playoffs or to win their division, this wouldn't necessarily be the best look, taking a guy's receiving yards or taking Stroud's more than passing yards, which I was also thinking about putting on here as well. It wouldn't be a good look because they'd be winning games. They'd be parking the bus. They'd be running the clock out. The fact that they're playing a lot of really good games, they have a lot of tough matchups. I'm seeing a lot of high scoring affairs on their schedule in the Big 2-5. I think that helps, CJ Stroud's potential stats, his numbers, and Nico Collins as well. We'll talk about him more in a moment here. I want to go through their schedule. It's tough. I think they go 8 and what's the math here? 8 and 10 or 8 and 9, 8 and 9, or 9 and 8 is what I'm seeing here for the Texans. Again, I don't think I'm seeing like a 5-win complete drop-off from this team. They have a good motivator as a coach. They have a stud at QB. Stroud's a stud. He might not be JD5 level, but he's a stud. He's a top, above average QB in this league for years to come. He passes the eye test. We snipped that one out when he was a QB in college. He's him. And I expect him to improve a little bit here in year 3. I do. But their schedule's tough, man. It's not going to be easy. And unless their defense just completely changes here with Gardner Johnson in the secondary, which I'm just not seeing it. I mean, the commies were fucking mucking him up at times last year as well. He looks like he's lost a step. Definitely not in his prime anymore. Jovan, they start the season on the road against LA. I'm all in on LA this season. If Matt Stafford's healthy in that game, I think the Rams win. Then they got to play the Bucs in a primetime Monday night game. That's a tough matchup. Then they got to go to Jacksonville. That's a tough matchup as well. We're all in on the Jags this year too, Jovan. They play the Titans. Sure, that's a win. They got to go to Baltimore. That's probably a loss. They got to go to Seattle. That might be a loss as well. That's at least a coin flip in my opinion. That's a tough place to play. 12th man. They got to play the 49ers. They got to play Bo Nix and the Broncos, who, I think they win that game, but it's not going to be easy. Play the Jags again, play the Titans again. They might sweep them, sure, but even if they sweep them, I don't think it helps them go over their win total. They got to play the Bills, the Colts, probably a win, but again, they don't play a lot of slouch teams. Besides the Titans, man, they don't play any fucking shit teams. Besides the Titans and the Raiders, who they do play towards the end of the season, every opponent they play really this season is solid. They've got their hands full, man. Even the games out of conference, out of division they got to play this year are tough. And after back-to-back 10-win seasons, something smells fishy with their win total, Jovan, and I want to get involved. I want to lay the juice on their under 9.5 wins in the Big 2-5.
Yeah, I can respect that. Can 100% respect that.
Talk about Nico. What do you like about him today?
Yeah, he's my my GOAT for the year, which health was a little bit of a problem for him last year, but I think they're trying to be more cautious with him than anything. And they said he could have played an additional game or two if they felt confident about him, but it was more a long-term approach, especially with the lack of health they had in the receiving room around him last year. So he ended up playing 12 games last year, got just over 1,000 yards, had 68 catches on 99 targets. He is my GOAT for this year, and part of it is because look at that wide receiver room. It's not terrible in the sense of like it's not completely bare of all talent necessarily, but the 3 starters right now, or I guess the 2 starters really, Nico Collins and Christian Kirk, and then you have a slew of number 2 wide receivers behind there. It's really a who steps up. From the guys that were there in years prior, you have John Mechie and Xavier Hutchinson, 2 guys that have never really flashed, and John Mechie's is not really all his fault. Obviously, the health situation didn't help that, but John Mechie and Xavier Hutchinson are there. Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins are the guys you mentioned they brought in from Iowa State. So like any slew of those guys can step up and be probably that third option, or even like the backups behind Nico Collins and Christian Kirk. But out of the guys we talked about, because Tank Dell is, I don't know how long he's supposed to be out, if he's going to miss the entire season, but it's kind of sounding like that the way they're talking about it.
And respectfully, he's a frail guy. That's a bad injury. I don't want to, just put the final nail in the coffin here, but I would be pleasantly surprised if he ends up coming back being any sort of the player he was in the past.
I agree. And I don't know if he's going to come back and play at all this season, which is, again, what it's
Yeah.
sounding like. So, like, out of all
Yeah.
looking at the wide receiver room, Nico Collins is the only one that's going to come back in a major role that has any sort of rapport with CJ Stroud, which is important for a couple different reasons. Not just that Stroud feels comfortable with him. Obviously, he's his number one guy, but he destroys man coverage. You're talking about the schedule. The schedule is very tough, and a lot of the tougher teams they have on the schedule are heavy man coverage teams for the most part. Nico Collins has been one of the best man coverage beating wide receivers in all of the NFL for a handful of years now. So if you want to play man, 100% do that. But the big caveat, he's also great versus zone, just not as good as he is versus man. Teams have been throwing off CJ Stroud. A lot of the reason for his slump last year and why he had an increase of, I think it was 5 picks in the 15 games of his rookie season compared to he played the full season last year and threw 12 picks, was because teams play zone and he can't diagnose zone. So what have they been doing? What they do towards the end of the season when Nico Collins was healthy, they used him as a little more of a shallow underneath option, but he's such a yak machine that it's such an easy outlet for Stroud. It's I think he's going to have a huge year. And for a guy that you can argue health is still a concern for him, I want a guy that's super efficient when he gets these touches, which he is was number one last year in yards per route run in all of the NFL. So you just talked about him getting more short underneath options towards the end of the year. Those are still deep. So he's getting yards in chunks every single time he touches the ball. For a wide receiver for a season-long wager, when I think he is a GOAT and going to get all of the focus in this offense, that's exactly what I want. So I think he's going to have a monster year.
He's a stud. He's a fucking beast. You gave a great sell job as to the reasons why you think he goes off this year, talking about he's playing against a lot of man, which we typically like to target him game to game, which I certainly will be if we don't, put this square in some sort of season-long lineup. It's also as simple as just the eye test. I mean, my goodness, not many guys pass the eye test like Nico Collins does. When he's healthy, he's damn near impossible to bring down. Big body receiver, like Stray Locks is saying in the chat. Everybody talks about the deep ball. They talk about Stroud. Let's talk about Nico Collins getting open. Let's talk about the yards after the catch for Nico Collins, a guy who is almost turns into a mini tight end out there once he has the rock in his hands. He's fast. He's big. Nico Collins is a stud. Stay healthy and this smacks. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Right?
And even I think he can miss a couple games and hit this, to be honest with you.
He can miss 1 or 2 and hit this. Sure.
Especially because he's, like I said, I mean, he plays in chunks. So he's super efficient. Yep. He missed, 5 games last year and still ended up with a couple yards over 1,000. So, I mean, cut that, maybe depending on who he plays, you can cut that in 2 and you can play 2 more games. And I think he'll have a very good shot at this.
Love buying stock in the guys who were just hurt, in seasons prior. And Nico Collins certainly been a guy who's been banged up in the past. Let's bank on him having a healthy year for once. Come on, Nico. Yeah. Now's the time. Love this play from you, Jovan. Great look.
Sure.
Great look. We might be hearing from this square again once you start crafting up your season-long Geyserman. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll say right now you will.
Wow. Okay. You guys hear that confidence, chat? I wouldn't be tailing this puppy. I certainly will be. Okay, let's fucking go, dude. And let's move on from the Texans. They're not even making the playoffs. Not worth any more of our time. But great call on Nico. Great call on Nico.
Now we get to, I think, the most fun part of the college football talk.
Yeah, great call starting with 1 for our projected upcoming college football seeds and ending with 12 because it's going to be our Group
of 5 team.
Group of 5 guy, right? A team who, not like the rest of them, a team that's not in a power conference, a team that's fun, an underdog story, if you will, saving the best for last. We love talking about underdog stories on this show, right? That's what we're all about. Jovan, I'm excited to talk about it. You want me to get the party started?
Get it started.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go contrarian, I guess, as I talk about, fun, nasty underdog stories. I'll just go ahead and go back to the same team from last year that nobody wants to back in the Big 2-5. Right? Boise State's dead, guys, right? Boise State, they lose their only offensive piece that matters. They lose Ashton Jeanty, who's a fucking dog. Don't get me wrong. At least he was in college. Absolute dog, at least in that conference. Who wants to go back to Boise State? So many trendy teams out there. So many, trendy mid-majors, I'll call them. We'll go into basketball mode here. So many trendy mid-majors out there, right? It's an exciting time. We got football starting up here soon. People are talking about the next team who's going to sneak into the college football playoffs from these random-ass conferences. And I want to go with the Broncos, a team that's sneakily been a mid-major dynasty for my entire life. I mean, I remember watching the Smurf turf when it first started. Kellen Moore hucking the rock, their running back in the day, proposing to his, girlfriend, the cheerleader on the sidelines after the Statue of Liberty. Guys, this team has been doing this for years, decades. And nobody wants to admit it. They are sneakily a mid-major powerhouse. And Jovan, I'll be honest, my man, I like Coach. I like Spencer Danielson. He's a little corny. He's a little corny at times on the mic, right? He's always, he's a Boise guy. He's a simple guy, nice guy. He doesn't seem like he's, a fiery head coach, but I guarantee you he turns it on in the fucking locker room. And I like the product that he's putting out there on the fields. And I'll tell you what I like the most. Maddox Madston and Matt Lauer. Whew. That connection, QB and tight end. You're going to see Matt Lauer in the NFL here soon. I'm all in on Madsen. Kid's a stud. He showed he could huck the football a little bit last year. Everybody said, is he even going to win the starting job? I was saying that. I'll be honest. Last year, I didn't think he was going to win the starting job. He did. He balled out. This team goes to the college football playoffs. Everyone talks about Ashton Jeanty. Nobody talks about Madsen. Madsen's a guy. And he's going to get better, in my opinion, in his junior season. Not even his senior yet. This kid can throw it a little bit, and we know he can run it. That's one thing we know. I know they lose Jeanty. They bring in, Malik Sherrod, who is obviously not Ashton Jeanty. Okay? He's decent. But I think who really picks up the weight on the ground game here, it's their QB. They're going to center the whole offense around him, running the football a little bit. He's a thick guy. He's a big dude. He can run over some dudes, especially in this conference. And Matt Lauer, one of the best tight ends in college football that nobody talks about in his redshirt senior year. And he could have gone Alabama, he could have gone anywhere else and taken more money. Nope. He's coming back to Boise State. Job's not finished. Job's not done. And I think that's the exact definition of this Broncos team that got embarrassed last year in the playoffs. I think there's more to come. When everybody's hopping off the Broncos bandwagon after they lose Ashton Jeanty, I'm staying on. I want to back the Smurf turf. I want to back Madsen. I want to back Coach. And I want to back the Boise State Broncos to return to the college football playoffs and lock in as a 12 seed here. And that's my best bet for this team, Jovan. Them to make the college football playoffs and plus money. They are the shortest mid-major odds-wise to make the college football playoffs. And I haven't heard a peep about them once this offseason. Not once. Not one peep. Have you heard a peep? You're more dialed in the college football than me. Not one peep. Not one singular peep. Because nobody believes in this team. Guys, football, if you don't know this by now, Jesus, take notes. If there's one thing you take away from this show today, it's this. Football is a team sport. Definition of a team sport. Ashton Jeanty is great. My God, he's unbelievable. But losing him is not everything. There's 21 other guys starting on this team that matter more. Respectfully, it's facts. That's why I fucking love the sport so much. It's a team sport. It's a team effort. And they return a lot of guys, Jovan. A lot of guys. I'm buying into the Broncos. There's a reason they have the shortest odds out of any non-power conference team to make the college football playoffs again when nobody's saying a peep. It's because they're going back. A sneaky dynasty out of the mid-majors in college football. They strike again. Buy back into the Broncos. I am.
I can respect that, Krabs. Run it back for another year. Maybe they win this time if they get that.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
That would be good.
Love to see it. There's just something magical about this program, man. Always has been, at least in my lifetime. Magical. Maybe they got a little bit of magic left.
Yeah, they just might.
All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Yep. Z-Shrek, I'm the only peep talking about the Broncos. That's exactly where we want to be. Okay. Let's go to Jovan's projected number 12 seed. I'm excited for this one. Saving the best for last.
The Memphis Tigers. Which funny you talked about Boise State buying back in on them after Jeanty left. This is the first time in a while that Memphis is going over any sort of major overhaul because Seth Hennigan's been there for years, and there's been a lot of talent, I guess, around him, and it's a little different now, obviously. So there's a lot to replace, which is why with all of the other stories in the AAC, whether it's a lot of people love, I guess, Navy. A lot of people love Tulane. A lot of people love UTSA. There's a bunch of talk about UTSA. Shout out Owen McCown. I think Memphis is the team that is built to win this conference and built to have a magical season. And a lot of it's because, I don't know if you remember this or if anybody who is an OG in chat remembers this, like the OG Marshall ride for their win total.
Huh.
There was something about the way their defense was built because they had to go over something similar. There was a lot of overhaul, a lot of new pieces. And what did they do as a group of 5 team? They loaded up with a lot of upperclassmen talent on the defense, which a lot of them came from powered conference teams. So like a lot of guys that are physical, a lot of guys that are smart, a lot of guys that play hard, a lot of guys that play physical. That's exactly what Memphis did, which the defense was obviously, it never has been the strength of this team. So the fact they have so much talent now, there's plenty of overhaul. So maybe it takes a moment to gel, I guess, on the defensive side of the ball. This defense has a lot of talent, and they are not young talent. It is old veteran talent coming from 50 different places. So I feel pretty confident this defense is going to take a massive, massive step up, which is important with all the offense in that conference this season. But the interesting part, I guess, is what does the offense do post Seth Hennigan? Well, I'll tell you what they're about to do. Not just post Seth Hennigan, but post Seth Hennigan and Mario, which he was one of the best running backs in the history of Memphis football. He broke all sorts of records, which is crazy because
and nobody talks about him at all.
Yeah, nobody talks about that, and they broke a bunch of records for a guy that, or for a team that had one of the most underrated, insane backfields at one point, all of the group of 5. But regardless, they brought in Brendan Lewis from Nevada, who I think is one of the more underrated group of 5 quarterbacks going into this season in all of football. He is an electric athlete. He's like the Devon Dampier light, essentially, except he's not in the bigger conference for the bigger team, so he doesn't get all that hype, but electric athlete. And I think he took massive strides if you watched him as a passer throughout all of the season last year. Now he gets a system that's really built for him to be super aggressive downfield, and I certainly think he can do it, especially with some of the wide receivers they've coming in, especially like Jaden Thompson, who's coming in from Louisville. I'm super excited about him. But I think this is going to be one of the better backfields that Memphis has had in recent years, which Mario was fantastic. You bring in like Frank Peasant for them, who's going to be getting carries here and there, I assume. But let me tell you about one of the most underrated Swiss Army knives in all of the group of 5 Krabs that I will be glazing all year. Greg DeRosier. Incredible player. He gives me
incredible player.
Incredible player. He was mainly a receiving back last year, partially just because like they didn't need him in the run game. But the fact that he generated himself so many touches with one of the best running backs, or the best running back you can argue in Memphis history, tells you something about that. And now the backfield is going to be a majority his, and he's going to get snaps. He is an electric athlete. He has game-breaking speed, can do whatever in the pass game. Like, he is going to be fucking awesome for this offense, and a great crutch, too, for Brendan Lewis when all things break down. And I think the run game is going to be electric. There are not many good run defenses in the AAC. I think he's going to tear each and every one of them to shreds. Maybe that's not named Tulane. So this team, like, reloaded, and you can kind of tell, again, like, the makeup of this team, they aren't building for the future. They loaded up with a lot of talent on that defense. They loaded up with some guys on offense for this season. And I think they're going to be very successful at doing that. And they will make the playoff, which is why my best bet isn't to make the playoff, just because we already kind of have that. And I will be taking that, but best bet's just the win total, which the schedule is incredibly favorable for them. You talk about like the non-con, has some like trickier games than I guess you would expect, because like they go on the road to Georgia State. Teams like Vandy will tell you that's a little trickier than you would think going in, but they go on the road to Georgia State. They go on the road to Troy. Troy's no pushover, but they have what I am considering at this point in time my Cal Miami leader in the clubhouse for Cal Miami wager of this year, which I love this for a group of 5 team that maybe needs like a marquee performance in non-conference against a power conference team to kind of get their name out there. Like Boise State, they had one loss, but like everybody kind of held onto that crutch. They played Oregon really, really tough. By no means is this Oregon, but I think they can win this game, so it'll be a little different. They host Arkansas in the non-conference Krabs. And you know when that game falls for Arkansas? Falls in week 4. The week after, they play at Ole Miss, and the week before, they host Notre Dame.
Damn.
Which is, that Notre Dame game is being slurped as like the coolest, biggest game that Arkansas has had in a while, which is saying something because they obviously play in the SEC and host a lot of these big teams. Is there a worse sandwich spot between those two games than going to Memphis, to the Liberty Bowl, for a group of 5 team that I think is going to be very hungry for a win, not just for the sake of the program, for the sake of winning the game, but for the sake of competing and contending for a playoff spot? No. I can tell you right now, they're probably going to be super, super short underdogs. I'm going to be taking them. That's one of my favorite bets of the season. But other than that, like, you get your marquee win, you look at what they have in the schedule for the AAC. It's not incredibly tough. Like, you're getting Tulane and Navy both at home, which is huge, and those are later in the season, so it's going to be after, like, it's 2 of the last 3 weeks of the season with at East Carolina in between. It's like you have a lot of time for this team that has so much overturn to gel when you have Brendan Lewis and all the pieces in the offense, and the defense will be getting it together by this point. The only road trips you have in conference are FAU, UAB, and Rice. Then your home games are Tulsa and USF before that big stretch. I'm in love with them.
Dude, I think you're onto something here. I like this obviously I like Boise State better because I put them in there, but certainly like Memphis as well to have one hell of a season for a couple reasons. I was doing some research on NIL for this upcoming season. Guys, NIL matters a lot. You got to start digging into some of that shit. Last year, national champions had the most expensive team in college football. No shit. This stuff matters. Okay. You know who has the most NIL funds for their college football program out of any non-power conference school? Want to take a guess?
Just might be the Tigers.
It's Memphis. Yup. And I did not expect that going in. I'll be honest, but it's facts. They were top 40 in the country out of any schools. And they were the number 1 team out of any non-power conference team in NIL money. They got coins. And obviously they're spending them. They have a whole new fucking team. Scares me a little bit. It's a high risk, high reward type play, but that's what we're here about. That's what we're here, to give out. We're not here to fucking be, to give out, stale, consistent takes here. You're going for it all here. And Memphis is a team that can fucking do it. Jovan, I love Brendan Lewis. Late bloomer, started at Colorado. Smart kid. He obviously left there. Great move for him. Greatest move of his fucking life leaving Colorado. Get the hell out of there. Toxic as hell. He goes to Nevada, has a decent season, and then last year has an above average season. You could tell he's growing as a QB. Kid's a stud. He can run a little bit as well. Big body. I like some Brendan Lewis action here. Now, the one thing that concerns me, they have an entirely new defense. Yeah. Relatively, besides 3 dudes. Maybe that's a good thing. Look at this team's defense from last year.
Yeah, their defense was shit. So I mean, it's a scary situation, but you can't really get any worse. Plus, every single guy except for one they brought in that's going to be starting is a junior or a senior, and a lot of them are redshirt seniors. So you could do a lot worse. Here.
They're bringing in 8 new projected starters. 7 out of the 8 are upperclassmen. 7 out of the 8 are upperclassmen. Insane. They got a bunch of new depth pieces as well. Guys, they're spending coins. They brought in a whole new fucking squad. They got a couple good receivers coming in as well. And RJ Smith and Jaden Thompson, who you just mentioned before. I think you're onto something here. And thankfully, Fuente's not in charge over there still. They got a chance. They got a chance.
Got him out of there, so they're good.
Good. Your X Factor is this RB, Greg DeRosier.
Yeah.
Is that how you say his last name?
Goated.
Excited to see him out there on the field.
Goated. He gives me, obviously, like he's starting as a running back, so it's a little different, but he gives me Antonio Gibson vibes for that. Just because he's such a great pass catcher.
A stud. Literally a wide receiver. They converted it into an RB. Yes. Real quick, before we move and we get to some plays for today, we're going to have to make a move here. Give you guys some winners in the diamond. Somebody in chat said, let me find it. We're talking about Boise here from Jen's Club. Did you not say you liked South Florida to beat them week 1? I like South Florida to cover week 1. I'm not crazy enough to say South Florida as like 11.5-point dogs here wins outright against Boise, but honestly, I like that better. Not if they win outright. If they win outright, we're fucked probably, but if it's a close game, if it's a nail biter, if South Florida covers, which they probably will, I like South Florida in that game. Good. It's a wake-up call for Boise. You don't want to play your best football in the beginning of the season, right? That'll wake up the boys. We got to lock in here. Maybe a close game, a close high-scoring affair. We're going to see Madsen's best. Maybe that's a good thing to get the Broncos offense rolling here. It'll be a close game. I don't think the Broncos lose. I just don't think they cover.
Yeah, that game's so weird. It's a game.
Weird game.
In Tampa, and it's like a weird day game on a Friday. It's like I don't know why. I assume there's some concert or something maybe across the street, but it's a super weird game.
Super weird. Super weird. All right. W College Football Talk chat. Hope you guys enjoyed this segment talking about one college football team that we're projecting to make the college football playoffs every day for the last 12 shows. I'm sure over the next couple BTLs before the season starts, we'll just talk about some other college football teams, some honorable mentions, if you will, some squads that we like, including the Hokies. Don't worry, we'll talk about it. Okay? And people forget you had your frogs in this rankings, which just makes me happy. It brings a smile to my face that you're buying in because you're very honest about your team. You are their harshest critique, as you should be. You're realistic, right?
Got to be sometimes.
But you're buying back in. You're buying back in for the first time since you were bought in the year they went on a run in the college football playoffs. Could be a good sign. Knock on wood.
Could be.
Okay? Dubs, nice try, Z-Shrek. You got to be quicker than that. You got to be better than that, bro. You think I'm fucking taking that bait on the last day of this week? Come on. Come on. Turner Mac, I cannot confirm or deny those rumors. I plead the fifth. Okay. Let's move. Let's groove. Let's hop into our sharp report, huh, Goots? Go. And W. Chaco, by the way, Chaco scooped us at training camp yesterday morning on a fucking golf cart and drove us from the parking lot right to the fields. Can we clap it up real quick for Chaco? I swear to God, that actually happened.
Shout out
W. Chaco.
I get out of the car. I scooped some of the boys. We met up at a parking lot kind of close. We met up there, and I drove us over because we only had one parking pass. Start walking up to the field. Next thing you know, I see Chaco in a fucking pimped out golf cart with like 6 seats on it. He goes, get in. We get in. He takes us right to the fucking fields. He's honking to get these fucking kids and these people out of the way. He's really honking. My buddies in the back are like, holy shit, he's going to run over a little kid. Nope. Seasoned veteran Chaco driving that golf cart. Honking. People are so pissed watching us just drive right on by. We got great seats at camp. W. Chaco, my man. Holy shit. You're him. I forgot about that. Chaco, you're goated. Cannot make it up. And that kind of is a handout, not going to lie. Kind of was a handout getting on that golf cart. That's okay, though. That's okay. We got Bookie Robber coming in, dropping a resub. Bookie Robber, you're him. You're him. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. And yes, I did see the rumors that Terry saw me take a picture with Major Tuddy, and that's why he now wants to leave the team. I did see those rumors. I cannot confirm or deny. Yeah, that might have been a reason why Terry wants to get the fuck out of there. I did go up to Major Tuddy, and I asked for a selfie. I did. All right, Jovan, let's talk about some first 5 plays, huh?
Sure.
Maybe Chad will actually tail these ones for the first time. First 5 under 4 in the Red Sox and the Phillies game. My favorite play of the day today. Sorry, not Red Sox. Tigers and Phillies game today. My favorite play of the day. The first 5 under in the Tigers and the Phillies game. Favorite play today. Okay. We got Flaherty on the bump. Some of his prize pick squares make it seem like he's going to have a pretty darn good day. We'll talk about that too here in a moment. And Ranger Suarez is fucking him. He goes out there and shoves every goddamn time. A lot of trends, a lot of trendy takes, I guess, with both these teams. They add a bunch of new pieces to their bullpens. At least the Tigers do. So I don't want to square up and lean into that angle and take the full game under. Although I do like it. I lean that way. Total's down from 8 to 7.5. Great sign for no runs. Great sign for no fun in this game. Okay. But I want to isolate. I don't want to, bet on, some new bullpen additions for the Tigers as they try to, make a good impression on their team. A lot of pressure that scares me a little bit here. Let's just bet on the starting pitchers. Let's keep it simple here. We know Ranger Suarez is going to go out there and do job. He does 9.5 times out of 10. Knock on wood. I think Flaherty might have figured out something in that last start. Had a really good start in that last outing. I think he turned a corner. His velocity looked good. His stuff looked good. I hope he carries that momentum into this next start on the road. He's going to need it against a really good lineup here in Philly. A lineup that also added some pieces as well. Both these teams added some pieces. I want to fade the bats, and I'll keep the bullpens out of it in their debuts potentially here. That sketches me out. Let's just back Flaherty to pitch well when he's got some crazy-looking prize pick squares up there that we'll talk about in a moment. And let's back Suarez to do what he does every fucking start, and that's pitch great. First 5 under.
Yeah, who are the additions that are in the bullpen?
Well, I feel like I actually can talk about them because officially they are not on the squads. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I guess you kind of can.
Yeah. How about Kyle Finnegan, huh? Sure. Kyle Finnegan.
This loophole just can't happen.
Kyle Finnegan.
This loophole just cannot happen.
Kyle Finnegan. Holy shit. Oh, I'm going to pass out. That feels good, man.
Oh, my
I'm
God.
going to shout out my guy, Kyle Finnegan. Great guy. Didn't have great stuff. Always made it work. The results were better than the stuff. You always got to appreciate a guy like that. Had luck on his side. Maybe it's because his last name, Finnegan, right? Sad day. He's Irish, right? I always rooted for this dude. The pub is officially closed. There's a slogan around this area. You always say, take me to the pub. Slogan's done. Pub's closed. Finnegan, I appreciate your service, my man. You're him. I'll be rooting for you and SBR's Tigers in the Big 2-5. W. Finnegan. Wow. Would not have guessed that.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Born in
Not have
Detroit.
guessed that.
Yep.
Okay. Let's swing it around. I appreciate you, Big Cheesy. I hope some people in the chat are taking notes and maybe some of you guys tail these first 5 unders. How about Jovan getting involved?
Yeah, I got a little first fiver up here.
Sure he
Take
can.
the Marlins to keep it at the very least tied through 5, which is a weird game. I guess more so for the Yankees and just weird trip because yesterday was a marathon of the day for the Yankees and the race, of course. But yesterday they had the early game start, this massive rain delay, and then they resumed a little bit later. So after that long ass day in New York, you got to take your ass all the way down to Miami. So first of all, like I think we talked about this. I forget who the Mariners were playing. I think it was the Angels, maybe. Like it was a Logan Evans start, and then the other team, Angels, I think, had to go cross country after like this weird long road trip, and now you came back home. I thought it would be a little bit of a sleepy day for the bats, and I'm kind of getting that same vibe here for the Marlins against a pitcher and like Jansen Junk, who we talk about all the time. He's not very good. He's finally started to show that over the last couple of starts. He's getting hit a little hard. Hard contact is his problem, and that started to show. Ball started to hit, I guess over the fence and green grass instead of gloves. But this Yankees team, like, it really is not hitting the ball hard right now. And I know they've made some additions that are gonna, I guess, like get settled in that like former fashion, like Ryan McMahon. So like he's eventually going to be a guy, and Jansen Junk's not great against lefties, but his stuff plays against righties. So like I don't think there's going to be too much traffic. I think he's going to get bit by a solo shot or two, and that'll be probably it. If that, to be honest with you, he has that weird 2.5 earned run square after the first 2 starts where he's actually looked like Jansen Junk. So I think he's going to pitch pretty well today, at least through the 5. I want to keep the bullpens out of it, especially because the Yankees got a lot of new blood that they can turn to in that bullpen that obviously outranks the Marlins by a while. But you also have Rodon, which the Marlins are weird because they're god-awful versus lefties. I'm pretty sure the last month they are the worst team in the MLB against lefties, and I don't think it's even relatively close. But the thing they do really well, like their strikeout rate's not high. They don't walk. So what that means is they're super aggressive early on in counts, and it hasn't been able to show itself yet because they haven't had the results for it. But I think that's good for them against Rodon today because I think they're going to be hunting early fastballs in the count that keeps Rodon from getting deep in counts to his off-speed strikeout stuff. And whenever that happens for Rodon, that's when it breaks down early. That's when you see the turkeys fly, and he hasn't had that really very much because he's been facing a lot of very patient teams as of late, which is why he's been really good. But now I think the Marlins are going to just go after and be super aggressive early, which especially in the first 5, a couple big blasts, and I think we're in a really good spot. So I think this is a good spot for it.
Okay. All you had to say was you're fan of the Yankees, man.
Yeah,
I'm in.
also true. Also true, which
for
for what it's worth, too.
So much.
Yeah, for what it's worth, too, we're taking first 5, I guess, so it doesn't have to directly correlate. But
good.
If I had to pick any series price on the board that looks a little weird, it's probably how short the Yankees are to win this series.
Wow. Super weird considering all their huge, massive additions to this team at the deadline, like Ahmed Rosario, huge addition there. Who's the outfielder? I don't remember his name because he's fucking dog shit from the White Sox. Excuse me.
Austin Slater.
Austin Slater. Oh, that should help. That should help. Oh my God. This team. I don't know how you guys are fans of this team and how you guys aren't giving them hell every fucking day, man. At some point, you guys got to turn your brains on, fans of this team. What are they doing? Austin Slater. Why are you wasting anybody's time? Goodness gracious. I will say, brought in a couple decent bullpen arms. That might help the shit additions they had to their bullpen in the offseason. This team is a joke. I don't know how you guys do it, straight up. I don't.
10 times better than that.
It did get Bednar and Doval. Check Doval's stats. See how those are this season. He's lost his step. Bednar's on fire. I'll give you that. Bednar's on fire. I'll give you that.
Devin Williams still the closer, though, I'm sure.
Devin Williams is not good. Bednar, when the lights are bright and the pressure's on, you're trusting Bednar to go out there and get 3 outs. Have you seen that guy do that on games on TV in his career? Have you seen him struggle at times? I certainly have. I certainly have. And Duval looks like a shell of himself compared to 2 years ago. Yeah, these additions should help. New year, same shit. As a Yankee hater, could not be happier leaving this deadline. Could not be happier leaving this deadline. Other deadline notes, shout out Alex Call. Love me some Alex Call. Alex Call, Alex Call, Alex Call.
Rat meat
Alex
loophole.
Call, Alex Call, Alex Call. Alex
Rat
Call,
meat
Alex Call, Alex
loophole.
Call. Oh, guys, I forgot. I'm sorry. They added Jake Bird, another Rocky. Imagine adding 2 Rockies before the deadline and thinking you did job.
It's chest. It's chest.
Check Jake Bird's stats the last couple weeks compared to the beginning of the season. See how he's been doing. Do their execs even watch baseball? Or are they just pushing buttons, man, making calls? It looks like the latter. Oh, man. Yeah, Jake Bird should help. The smartest thing they did was get another shortstop. Smartest move they made was get a backup shortstop. He might end up starting.
R.I.P. Cabby.
Smartest move they made was bringing in Caballero. Smartest move. You know why? Because their shortstop has the yips. And my buddies told me this was Derek Jeter's replacement. Are you fucking kidding me? In what world? In what world? Not one where people's brains work. The guy has the yips and he plays shortstop. And this team is better at defense in the Big 2-5. I bet, Aaron Boone. Bunch of clowns up there. I'm going to start calling them the Circus Soleils. The New York Circus Soleils. Clown show. Clown show. All right, let's move. We got to get to some plays here. Please. You guys knew the Twins was going to be on the card. Again, though, this is baseball. You can't just bet the nastiest angle. You got to tweak it a little bit. That's how you make coins on the diamond, Jovan. I learned my lesson, right? You can't just go full nasty. You got to have a little bit of stuff in there that makes sense. So in this case, instead of taking the Twins on the ML after they trade their entire team, I mean, guys, go look at their Instagram page. It's actually hilarious. It's hilarious. They traded their entire team. Every arm they had gone. Even I can't get nasty enough to back them full game. Although I love that angle when nobody believes in them. They opened up minus 105 against a Guardians team that did not make nearly as many moves. This Twins team, they sold more than any other team in baseball. Legally obligated to back them in their next game. And luckily, they have Joe Ryan on the bump. I can already see it like it was yesterday. Joe Ryan going up there and saying, guys, I got you. Joe Ryan going up there a little pissed off. Number one, that he didn't get traded to the Red Sox. Number two, a little pissed off that they traded his entire team. I think Joe Ryan goes out there and absolutely fucking shoves. Absolutely shoves. And not that bad, not that crazy to take, right? He's good, although he has not been his best of late compared to, a couple weeks ago. Joe Ryan's going to shove today. And Gavin Williams, he might pitch okay, but we're not going to need many runs here. We get 2 runs here from the Twins in the first 5 innings. Shit smacking. Certainly has some push potential. That's why I like the first 5 under 4, which also has some push potential, but I think that game is going to be scoreless, knock on wood, through 5. I want the Twins. When nobody believes in them, when they trade their entire team and bullpen, keep the bullpen out of it, keep the full game out of it. Let's isolate. Let's do what we've been doing all season to make coins. Let's go first 5 for the Twins, Emma.
Yep. I like that.
Maybe we'll even see Matt Warner get involved in the offense. Matt Warner.
Would be
Sure.
huge.
Sure. Okay. Let's go to your plays. What else are you cooking up over there, Jovan?
Taking this nasty over in San Diego, which this is nasty for a couple different reasons. Like the Padres right now, this regardless of what you think is going to happen with the starters at this point, like the bullpen is fortified to a point where everybody thinks they're this fortress, and they're not wrong to think that. So now you add to the fact that you have Pivetta going against a team that has been shut out in back-to-back games. I've seen Pivetta's name on Twitter more times than I can count. Rightfully so. Like, I get it. The Cardinals offense is not seeing him right now. They're seeing marbles, and they've been really, really bad as a whole for like the last couple weeks now. And now you're past the deadline. So like, how motivated is the team? I don't know. I'll tell you what I think or why I think they're motivated. Did you see this last series, Krabs?
They got shut out back-to-back games, right?
Well, yes. I meant the last series between the Cardinals and the Padres. Because there was some beef.
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
There was some beef.
Of course, Maz beef. We had Machado getting hit twice. We had benches clearing. And then we had the Padres dropping meat on tape one of the next 2 games after that happened.
Yeah, so wouldn't it be something if everybody's favorite pitchers tonight, Nick Pivetta, started to struggle a little bit, which should be noted. We're getting Pivetta and Liberatore today. That's the matchup. Both those guys' last starts came against this team because they just played. So you're going to be seeing the same offense 2 starts in a row in just about a week, which I automatically love runs, especially when they had a good start. More so Pivetta than Liberatore. Liberatore didn't go very deep, but he only gave up 2 runs. So I
Right.
automatically love the offenses to bounce back after seeing, I guess, the pitchers for a second time in a week. But now you have Pivetta against a team that does not strike out very much. As bad as they've been, the whiffs are low. So they put the ball in play, which is pretty important for a strikeout dependent guy like Nick Pivetta. But maybe it's a change of scenery they need. Going on the road because they've been rat meat at home this whole last homestand. Going on the road, seeing a pitcher for the second time in a week. I think the Cardinals get up and score some runs. Whatever happens in the back end of the game, I don't know, which is why I'm not just taking the Cardinals in this. Obviously, like the Padres bullpen is fantastic. Whatever, regardless of what they do against Pivetta, I don't want to necessarily fade that side of it. But the back end of the game probably belongs to the Padres because I have no fucking clue what the Cardinals are going to do as a bullpen right now, which I think their bat's set up pretty well against Liberatore. They made life tough on him in that last start last week. They're set up well to be like a pitch perfect offense for like a soft tossing lefty that doesn't generate much K stuff. They hit him hard last time, didn't exactly drill him. I think they probably drill him tonight. And again, once you get to that bullpen, it's really, really thin right now. I don't think they have very much on the back end. So, like, I think they get to Pivetta early and Liberatore early for that matter. And then the Padres probably pull away towards the end of the game. But I think this is all going to come with runs, which is incredibly, I guess, irregular. It wouldn't make very much sense for both these two teams right now.
The one thing that worries me, and again, it gets canceled out by a couple other things you said that I'll mention here in a second. One thing that worries me, this will be a playoff type atmosphere game. And not because the Cardinals are looking to make it, just because these teams fucking hate each other's guts right this second after that whole bench is clearing bullshit. That's the one thing that worries me a hair.
That's fair.
But that gets canceled out by both starting pitchers pitching against these teams last week. Canceled out. Also, there's other reasons why I like the matchup as well, and some of the prize pick squares fade both these starting pitchers. So I'm in on that over. I want to make that perfectly clear. I'm not out on it at all. That's just the one concern I have, and I'm in on this over. I'm down to tail it.
Yeah, okay? Fair. Super fair.
All right. Let's move. Let's groove. W play. I agree, Billy the Kid. And Liberatore not at home. Yeah, GG's Ryder saying in the YouTube chat. YouTube chat. A lot of YouTube chats up and moving today. Love to see that. Love to see that. Ryder, Aiden Clark, OSRS. Yo, what's up? Oh, people forget that's his name. We got Brady Bookit in here as well. Sebastian in the YouTube. Dynamite. Jonathan Hobbs. A lot of goats holding down the YouTube. I got one more first 5 play, guys. Stick with me. And then we'll get to Jovan's play and then the prize pick squares. First 5, under 5. A lot of 5s. Our lucky number 5. I'm liking no runs, no fun in this Dodgers and Rays game after the Dodgers add maybe the most important pivotal piece at the deadline, Alex Call. I want to fade the offense here. For the Dodgers. And I do think Baz has a pretty good matchup against the strikeout-heavy lineup, all jokes aside. What does Baz do best? He strikes people out. Let's not overthink this one here. Probably has a decent out in here. Good matchup, in my opinion, against the Dodgers, who I automatically want to fade after their, deadline additions here. And the Rays, who have a couple injuries, they have a couple guys, they're getting traded, so their lineup will look a little bit differently here for the first time post-deadline. A lot of pressure for some new guys stepping in. I want to fade those bats as well. And if you look at some of Kershaw squares on prize picks, I know he has not been great this season. It doesn't look like he's going to be terrible. Looking at some of his prize pick squares today, I think Kershaw pitches okay. And I think Baz does carry this first 5 under. I see like a 3-1 type game here. I wouldn't be surprised through the first 5, 3-1. Would not be surprised if the Rays win first 5 or win the game in general. I thought there was some serious line respect for the Rays in this game. I thought about taking it, but again, you can't just bet the sharpest thing you see on the diamond. That doesn't work. You got to take it another step. You got to tweak it a hair, and this is my way of doing it. First 5 under. Another no fun play, no fun, no runs. First 5 under. I think we get a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel between Kershaw and Baz. Luckily for Kershaw, it's not the playoffs yet. Get back on the pitch pretty well. And I think Baz goes out there and fucking shoves against the Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I have my the Rays against the lefty, just auto fade. They went through a part where they were hitting it better, and now it's back to normal. And against a veteran like Kershaw, it's probably not going to end too well. So you're probably banking on Shane to shove, which I'm in on. Goated.
First off, Herna, I see the chat. I see all the chats, by the way. You guys don't think we do a really good job of reading the chat during the show. Most don't. We do a really good job of reading the chats while we're also giving good analysis. I think that's what makes the show a lot, a step above most. We do a really good job of keeping you guys involved, reading all the chats while we're also on here talking for an hour and a half straight, giving you guys the smartest takes we have. I see the JJJ Quack chat. It's highlighted. Number one, he's not new. He's a liar. JJJ Quack is a seasoned veteran here in BTL chat. He is. He's not new. Okay? If you think I'm falling for that, if you think I was born yesterday, if you think I was a newborn infant, you don't know me. I'm not caving that easily. I've already given you guys handout giveaways. This week when Goots has gotten on my fucking last nerve talking about this shit. I've already given you guys the handouts.
So with that being said, I can just tell chat that your favorite team's the Yankees, right? Krabs.
No, my
huge
favorite
Yankees
team is
fan.
not the Yankees. You know that. I just had
might be
an
the Yanks.
all-time. I
Could
just
be
had
the
a Hall
Yankees.
of Fame rant about the Yankees. We might need to even clip it. It was so fucking good.
I think it's the Yankees.
You know
I
how
saw
you know how
Krabs
I know
wearing
it was good?
pinstripes the other day.
You know how I know it was good? Because the chat didn't bitch one bit after that Circus Soleil rant. That's how I know it was good. Because the Yankee haters were silenced. Krabs pick's so trash. Then why are you in here, Long Way? Then why are you in here? Who's the fool? Give me a break. Give me a break. Welcome, JJJ Quacko 4. I apologize for Krabs' rudeness. Welcome to the community. He's not new. I've seen him in here for a year. He's not new.
Shout out JJJ.
But W New Subby and W Big Cheesy, giving him a free subby. Big Cheesy, you are him. You are him. Phil Utley said the next wheel spin has to be Krabs can't bet first five the rest of the season. Phils, it's the only bets I can hit on the diamond, man. It's the reason why I'm actually making coins this year in the Big 2-5 on the diamonds. Why would we do that collectively?
Next wheel spin might have to be no Yankees week.
Wow.
That honestly
I don't know if I could sign up for that. I'll be honest. It's the one thing
that might have been tougher. Or that might be tougher than no Nats week.
I don't know if I can make it through that week. Straight up. Straight up.
Dude, imagine he gets no Yankees week and Judge just goes over for an entire week. Oh my God.
Thank you, Billy the Kid, for talent. No Commanders week might be hard starting in September. Yeah, that's just not happening, folks. It could just be sack up and no Judge week, which I honestly think I would not agree to.
Yeah.
I would not agree to it. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Jovan, you got one more straight bet for the Papes.
Yeah, the White Sox riding a hot streak a little bit as they've been seeing absolute beach balls, but I think this is the time to keep going in on them because they've been destroying lefties and they've also been super pesky at the plates. Like they haven't been striking out against like any side of the plate, but lefties especially, their numbers are good. Like if I were to tell you over the month of July, Krabs, that the White Sox are the third best team at hitting lefties, would you not be a little bit surprised?
I would be insanely surprised, so much so that I'd probably want to ask for the Carfax.
Yeah, like it's actually insane. Third with a 118 WRC plus. Only weirdly the Twins and the Whites or the Cubs are higher. But not only that, the most shocking part of it all is they're top in ISO, which means that they're not just dinking and ducking. That is power. It's a power statistic. So they have been hitting home runs. It's been a little bit of Lou Bob, like shit. Even last game against the Phillies, like Edgar Caro, who I love today. He doesn't have any normal square up except a single, but keep that in the red in the back. But maybe he'll get a fantasy score up. But he's hitting 400 against lefties. He's a slap hitter pretty much, and he even went yard over the last couple of days. Vargas hitting nukes. Like the power's everywhere at them right now, and regardless of what I guess direction that takes them tonight, they're facing a soft tossing lefty, which they're kind of a disaster matchup for a pitcher when you're facing this team right now. Because Tyler Anderson, he's not super overpowering. Like he's been good. He finds his spots. He's a veteran guy, but for teams that kind of grind out a batter and able to kind of just flick his off speed the opposite way, it's pretty tough for them. So like guys like Caro, guys like Vargas have been really, really good at doing that over the past month, which is part of the reason why they've been so good against lefties. So I think that exact approach is golden for them tonight. So like I am a little cautious because like, sure, they've been on this hot streak for almost a month now, it seems like, where they've just been a rejuvenated offense. But until it ends, I kind of want to be in on it, especially when the matchup is as good as this one. Plus, God knows what the Angels bullpen looks like right now. And for this like whole series, I guess as a whole, because like I love what they do against lefties. The thing that makes the Angels bullpen so tricky at times is the fact that they have all of these guys they can match up with you with, and a lot of them are lefties. Like They could bring Brock Burke out of the pen. They could bring Reed Detmers out of the pen. They could bring all these lefties to, like, if you bring them in for an inning and you have a bunch of lefties at the top of the lineup, it's kind of cooked, which you saw that a little bit for the Rangers in that series. You bring them in against this White Sox team that's hitting lefties pretty well late in the game. I'm not all that scared of that, especially because there's a lot of righties in the lineup. They're not just hitting lefties well, but the platoon really doesn't help you if you're the Angels bullpen this whole series. So I'm still in on runs, and I think they get a majority of it against Tyler Anderson. You might need a couple against the pen, but you're going to be seeing not the best matchup for the pitchers.
Jovan, I'm shocked to hear their effectiveness offensively in this spot, and I'm in. Let's back the nastiest team in baseball, but also a team sneaky bit a little hot at the dish.
Yeah.
They've been worse, certainly. Let's take their team total. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Thank you, Slim Smith. Thank you, Slim Smith. Look, long way. You probably are new here, my man in the chat. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I want to help you. Long way. I want to help you make coins. That's my job, is to be up here and teach you guys up, not to yell at you, not to scream at you. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. But let me say this in the simplest way I possibly can. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll read out the chat. Long way said, how do you wake up an ML Twins after they sail half the team? First off, I mean, come on. Second off, I'll clean that up a little bit for you guys so you can understand it. He says, how do you wake up and take the Twins on the ML after they sell half their team? I'll tell you how. Because if bets were as easy as just fading teams like that in that spot, if bets were as easy as just taking the Guardians on the ML after the Twins trade their whole team, if bets like that hit more often than they lost, guys, our job would be so easy. We'd already be retired. Me and Jovan would have beach houses. I'd have a lake house. I'd be inviting Jovan over to go ride jet skis. Vegas would actually be closed. All those shiny buildings, they'd be gone. They'd have to sell them. I don't know what they do with them. It would be closed. Because if it was that easy, the books wouldn't exist. Guys, you got to get nasty. You got to bet stuff that doesn't make sense. It's the only chance you have. And you don't have to get as nasty as me. You could be like Jovan, where you use your baseball brain even more. There's 100 different ways to do it. But it's not as simple as just waking up, taking the Guardians after the Twins trade their whole team. I wish it was that easy. I wish it was that easy.
GG Red Zone.
What?
Going to ESPN.
Hold on 1 second. I got one more point. Get the Napkin said, but sometimes it is that easy. Yes, sometimes it is that easy, but less than half the time. Again, not all sharp plays hit. And guys, I'm not mad. I'm just trying to teach you up. Not all sharp plays hit. Not all square plays lose. You're right. Square plays win 4 times out of 10. Sharp plays hit 6 times out of 10. But I want to be on that 6 out of 10 side. I do. What were you saying? Red Zone's done? Or they're just getting
No,
done out?
Yeah.
Red Zone's not done. They're just moving it all to ESPN. I doubt Scott Hansen goes anywhere. I don't know why people are bitching. I don't know.
Yeah,
everyone already
it's
has.
gonna be the
Everyone
same
in
story,
here.
probably.
Everyone in here has ESPN Plus. Quit bitching.
Yeah. It's just going to be such a shit product now.
I mean,
Well, as long as we have Scott Hansen, I don't think it'll change much.
yeah, as long as we're seeing every touchdown.
They'll probably bring over the whole production team. They'll probably bring over the whole squad. Let's hope.
It's $1 billion.
No need to bitch about it yet. We can stay positive. As long as we have Scott Hansen, it's probably going to be okay.
It's definitely not
Now-
going to be commercial free.
Probably not going to be commercial free. Those greedy bastards. That's kind of beat. That's kind of beat. And if that's the case, then yeah, I will get in on the bitching. Yep. But for now, it's going to be okay. If we have Scott Hansen, the Sundays are going to be okay. Hey, maybe Trent could start up a Sunday stream and he could do Red Zone, his own version.
Yeah, we'll be having some Sunday sweat streams for sure.
Is that something you guys would want in the chat? I don't know. They don't seem too excited. Little Sunday NFL stream? Is that something you guys would want? I don't know. Wow, Marcus Stroman released. That's the smartest move the Yankees have made in a fucking decade right there. Can we clap it up for the Yankees real quick? They released Stroman.
Okay, can we?
All right.
Can the Rays sign him? We'll be good.
JJJ Quack coming in, dropping a resub. JJJ Quack, sure he can. Sure he can. Blessing up the chat with a free subby. You're him. Attaboy. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Jovan, we have to rapid fire through these prize pick squares. I'm talking 30 seconds each.
Sure. Let's do
30
it.
seconds each. Jack Flaherty, Less than 4.5 hits allowed. Go look at the chart, chat. Tell me you don't want to take the more than. That's why you take the less than. It's that simple sometimes. Love the first 5 under in this game. Like I said before, if you watched Flaherty's last start, he looked great. He looked like vintage Flaherty. I think we could squeak out one decent start out of him again. One of the more popular squares on Prize Picks, and it's not because people are taking the less than. Well, I will, and I'm going to make money off of it. I think Flaherty shoves. Love the first 5 under in this game. My favorite play on the board today is the first 5 under. And I think Flaherty carries his weight. I think he makes it 2 straight really good starts in a row. Okay. Yeah. Hit the first bet today, and Krabs heated. I'll gift to Subby for that. JJ, I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm tripping, but
No,
are you just saying you got Krabs heated? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
It's
yes,
W from JJJ.
It's not easy to do. Or sorry, it's not hard to do. But yes, you did. WJJJ. And W Alex Collin, Kyle Finnegan. Okay. Giancarlo Stanton, this is a chart fade. He had a nuke the other day, I think yesterday actually. And he's up there for one of the easiest looking charts on the boards. I want to fade the Yankees offense, and seeing the Jovan have the Marlins first 5 up there is a great sign. And guys, if you have not learned Jansen junk, you're about to. Solid arm. Let's just hope the bullpen doesn't fuck this one up, huh? Please.
Yeah, would be great.
Fade Stanton today. He's been red hot. I don't want to fade Stanton once they get into the playoffs. He's the only guy on the team that's clutch. And by the way, if they make the playoffs at this point, they're dogs to win their division at this point, by the way. The Blue Jays are minus 150 to win the AL East, by the way. Nobody's talking about it. Crazy. What a fade you and Carlos Stanton.
Sure.
What do you got, Jovan?
Keep it short. Mitchell Parker, really bad pitcher, Krabs. Really, really bad pitcher. And you got a guy who always seems to come up with platter and is hitting 320 against lefties and hits the ball damn hard. That's going to be facing him today. Kagan Caleb Durbin, 1.5 HR. Then I had to take some Cardinal. And what do you know? I want to take the guy that not started the most beef, but he was the center of the beef from the Cardinals side in that series because he got hit 3 times in 2 games. One of them was by Pivetta, and he did get a little bit of a lick back in the same game because he got hit at the start of the game and then hit a double off of him in that game. But he was pissed. So you know what? If the Cardinals are going to have any sauce of offense today, I want the guy who's going to have a chip on his shoulder. So I'm taking Wilson Contreras.
Okay, I'm in. Fuck yeah, dude. Look at Ryder giving us the flowers in the YouTube chat. Look at that. Said you guys are goated for that. Nobody was talking about how you guys predicted the Rays and the Blue Jays to make this division tough in the season preview. Yeah, it's almost like we know a little bit of ball. Maybe not the most. We know some ball. Thank you for the flowers, Ryder. Appreciate that, Beast.
Ryder.
I'm also hearing the Jack Flaherty square might be off the boards. Cannot make it up. I've gotten screwed with that a lot of late. Really annoying. Really annoying. I will try to find a replacement later this afternoon. Okay. We got Juiced Crane coming in, giving out a 5-unit sub whale. Let's go, Juiced Crane. Attaboy.
Good Crane.
He's got 5 on it.
Go.
Sure he can. Let's go, Juiced Crane. W subs, W chat, W stream today. Chat's bricked up. We got a BTL Friday up and moving. Giving you guys some winners. You guys are fucking awesome. Yes, it was less than hits allowed, ran dope, and it's gone. I'll try to find a replacement.
You feel maybe better that it's gone. It is gone because it is juicy towards the over.
Yeah, not ideal. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. I'll circle back. I still absolutely love that first 5 under that, man. And of course, it's going to be juiced to the over. He's facing the Phillies. People are betting the over.
Yeah.
You know? All right. Let's talk about the Apple TV games real quick because I know you guys are actually loving this, although we can't talk about one of them. Fuck. That's why you guys are saying that in the chat. That's actually a pretty good one. I'll give you that. That's actually a pretty darn good one. Can you clap it up real quick?
A great one.
Jovan, can we talk about the Astros and the Red Sox game here really quick before we get to the giveaways?
I'm just staring at that game. How the hell is Hunter Brown only minus 125 in Boston against Cooper Criswell? I can't get my head around it.
We have to get involved.
Yeah, it wasn't like my confidence isn't as high. And shout out Nelly now for 2 gifters in the chat.
Wow, Nelly now? Sure.
I didn't feel confident enough in the Red Sox to make it like a sharp report play, but that line is easily the most absurd one on the board.
It's insane. And we will be probably bringing that one up here in a second when we get to the squad, right? I'm not going to lie. That might have to be a new addition.
Oh, wait, we're making an addition.
We might have to make an addition. Yes.
Rare.
We might have to. No, I know you're goated. Absolutely goated. I do believe there is a surge today, and we do need to do a giveaway here in a second, but I do want to go over one more game. I want to talk about the Brewers game. Can we talk about the Brewers game real quick? Oh, we can. Fuck,
Yep.
dude, chat. You guys
I'll say it for you. I'll say it for you on this one. The Brewers are incredibly patient. Just incredibly patient. Everything in my baseball brain tells me this is a horrid day for Mitchell Parker. Like, if there is any, he obviously comes out super rough, damn near every game. Like the first inning, Mitchell Parker is just horrific. If the Brewers, I guess, wait him out as a start, this could get bad. It's going to go so far one way or another. Like, if he comes out and has a decent start, which I hope he doesn't for the Caleb Durbin, I guess, game script, like, he could pitch extremely well, 6 innings, 1 run. If he doesn't, and the Brewers give him the slightest bit of trouble, they're scoring 10 runs.
And chat, no, that is not 5. I didn't say shit. I said the Brewers. I didn't say a peep. Jovan, no comment on your comments. No comment on your comments. And no, I'm not going to extend this punishment to Monday. Guys, I'm giving away coins for no reason. Just be happy. This week is over post BTL. This punishment is over post BTL. I can't do it anymore. I'm putting foot down. This punishment is over after the show ends. Why don't we get the squad ride plays up in Niven? And then while we do that, while they're cooking, we will do the giveaways. I owe you guys some coins. All right? Does that sound like a plan? Jovan, favorite book play today? What are you thinking?
Yeah, we got to run that shit.
Dudes, do me a favor. If you have a second, do you have a moment? If you're around, run that shit. I'm trying to see that. Jovan, favorite play today? What is it? I need to hear it.
Brewers to be the highest scoring team today.
Really?
Brewers, we can make the poll. Brewers highest scoring team. Mitchell Parker, more than earned runs allowed. Mitchell Parker, less than fantasy. Those can be our 3 options.
Not even a bet.
Out of 4th and put Mitchell Parker more than walks.
It's not even a bet. Well, sorry, there's fucking maintenance and shit going on right now, man. Worst timing. Doing a million things at once. Jovan.
I like the Marlins, though. That's my real answer.
Yeah, there we go. This is the squad ride we're talking about here. Cut the jokes, cut the fun. We got to cash one of these puppies. No more fun, no more jokes, no more smiles. Let's cash one of these puppies. I can't even say that with a straight face. Okay. White Sox team total.
Yeah.
What about the fish?
Yeah, so the fish.
I know. Oh, okay. I said the wrong thing. Marlins first 5 plus a half. You want to put the White Sox team total in here as well? I love that play from you.
I'm down. I kind of have more plums for that Padres over, though, than the White Sox team total, to be honest with you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a sucker for repeat matchups and fading pitchers.
Are you still seeing 7.5?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to volunteer the Tigers-Phillies first 5 under 4.
Sure. Been
That shit's hitting.
busting for that play all morning. Love it.
That shit's hitting. 3 plays, 3 winners. You good?
Yeah.
Okay. 3 plays, 3 winners, chat. I love that first 5 under. We'll go with that first 5 under 4 in the Tigers and the Phillies game, and we'll go 2 of Jovan's dual-wheeled favorite plays today. He's feeling confident. Marlins first 5 plus a half, and the Cardinals and Padres over 7.5. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Sprint. Sprint to the polls, please. Sprint to the polls in the Twitch chat. If you're watching on YouTube, you still got time. You got a minute. Make your way over to the Twitch. Lock in your vote. Get involved. Get involved. Skywalker, I want to answer that question so bad, but I can't. I can't.
Yes, Reds.
I can't. Juiced Crane, I promise you I will get all the PLL squares, plays on my X later this afternoon. I got you. We got to do the giveaway.
Do it.
Do the giveaway. Are we doing one big giveaway or are we doing 4 little ones?
4 little ones.
4.
You can do keyword and chat if you wanted to.
You ready?
Yeah, what do you think keyword should be? Nats, maybe?
No, Goots. I think that's actually a terrible idea.
Okay. What about Natitude?
No.
Miguel Cairo?
How about Orioles to make the playoffs preseason that we talked about in all loft? Should we make that the keyword?
Hey, don't say all.
How about Ryan O'Hearn?
Say all.
Ryan
How about Ryan O'Hearn?
Keyword?
Let's make it Ryan O'Hearn first keyword. Yep. Not even kidding. Ryan O'Hearn first keyword. Spell it right, apostrophe and all, full name, space in the middle. Ryan O'Hearn with the apostrophe. Ahern, a nice try, my man. Jesus. And Turner Mac. I believe. Goots, you tell me. I don't want to steal your thunder here. I believe Turner Mac was first, but wow, you're right. That one did squeak. I'm sorry, Turner Mac. Holy shit. It did squeak. I'm looking at it right now. Ahern had it, but he spelled it wrong. Austin R, 2004. You're the guy. Goots, are you writing these down as well, or do I need to take a screenshot?
I got you.
Goots, you're him. Goots, you're him. All right, let's go.
3 more keywords.
Here's another keyword for you. Alex Call. Alex Call.
It's just.
Alex Call.
Prop shops. Props and chops.
Okay, props and chops. Attaboy. We got a subby coming in from 69 Nice as well. Trent, apologies for the late start here for you. That's my fault for running over, man. I'm sorry. But we got to do these giveaways. Trent, I'm sorry. Next week, I will be perfect, and we will not go over once. We will start on time. My fault, Trent. I'm sorry. I know that pisses you off. I'll be better. Okay? My fault. All right. You guys want to get a turn? Go ahead.
John, you want to
go? Let's go keyword Elks. So we're nuking that over tomorrow.
Wow.
2 p.m.
Hobbs.
Elks.
2 p.m. over tomorrow.
Elks.
It was almost Chaco, but Johnny Hobbs got him.
Elks. Trent, thank you for understanding. I appreciate you, Beast. I promise I will be better next week with the timing. I'm going to get it down.
One more,
Crab. All good, fellas. Yep, 1 second. He said, all good, fellas. 25 subs on today's BTL show. W chat, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
25 subbies on a Friday. You guys are bricked up. He says, if I don't get at least 25 subbies today, I'm tapping out from Surge next week. Wow. Trent's putting his foot down, folks. He's putting his foot down, folks. He says, got to be a delay on my stream. Hit the refresh. Tainted trousers. Jesus. Try saying that 5 times fast.
One more, unless you want to give the chat another one. Could just mention the Nats or something. No?
Dude, that just wasn't that funny, man.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to guilt you into it a little bit.
I love you, dudes, but that was not your fastball.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to just get you into it.
What didn't work?
Keyword Terry.
Well, no, I get a keyword here for the last.
Go ahead, Goots. Close this out, Goots, as you should. Go ahead. Go ahead.
How about best quarterback in the league, Lamar?
Can't even shit on him anymore because he's probably
Richie. I'd love to see a Ravens fan getting it too. Bang.
Wow. He's used to typing that shit out in his group chat.
Yeah, he is.
Saying Lamar is him. Yep.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. W giveaways. Chat, you guys are fucking goated. You deserve the giveaways. I hope you enjoyed BTL this week. Starting to feel a little different. Starting to walk a little different. Talk a little different. Getting excited. BTL is hitting a little different with football right around the corner. So tell your friends. Tell Ma. Tell Pa. Please help us grow this show. You guys don't know how fucking bricked I get when I check the viewers and it's higher than the day before. Help us out. We do this shit for free. We're the only people out there that give out these plays, grind our butts off to give you guys winners, and we don't charge you for them. We're the only fucking people out there that do it. The least you could do is drop a like on the screen, on the stream, subscribe. It's free on YouTube. It's the least you guys can do, and tell your friends, tell Ma, tell Pa, please. And do me a favor, one more favor here. Stick around for the Surge stream. Pitch Trent a winner. Squad ride, Tigers, Phillies. Chat's trusting today. Okay. Tigers, Phillies, first 5 under 4. Sure. Sure. W's. Appreciate you guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe this weekend. Stick around for the third stream. Pitch Trent a winner, please. Lord knows he needs it. Okay? We'll catch you guys next week on Monday. Same time, same place. We'll be.